Hi, I'm Louise Rijk, and I'm working with Advanced Media Productions, and today we're going to be talking about word-of-mouth marketing, basically planning and implementing an integrated word-of-mouth marketing campaign and an advertising campaign. Basically, word-of-mouth marketing is as old as the hills. People have been passing information on to each other forever. So it's not a very new type of marketing, but it is very important. If you look at the agenda for today, you're going to see that I'm going to be covering quite a lot of information. There's always more to be covered than you ever would think, and we're going to be starting with just sort of thinking about what word-of-mouth marketing is, and I will be working through the entire way that we look at it, strategies, what it means to have a marketing campaign, and then finally at the end I'm going to be talking about how we actually implemented a campaign recently as a case study for this particular type of marketing. So first of all, let's look at what is word-of-mouth marketing. Look at some definitions. Word of mouth basically is the act that consumers use to pass honest information to other consumers or friends. So it basically, as I said, it's people passing information. Word of mouth, though, is driven by what we call influencers. And influencers typically have very large social networks. Basically, they get inspired to talk about something because they are excited about a brand or a product or a service or a person, and they want to pass that information on. So there's a sense of excitement about word of mouth. We talk about organic word of mouth as happening naturally when people become an advocate because they're happy with either a product or service. This typically happens when, in business, when a customer is very satisfied with a product or service. If you have a product and you improve the quality and usability, that may be passed on as well organically. If you have a company that is going to respond to criticism and you correct the problem, that's going to have people start talking about it positively. If you have a dialogue where you're actually listening to your consumers, that's going to be passed on. Basically, earning customer loyalty is another way that organic word of mouth happens naturally. Now, in the marketing aspect of it, we can talk about amplified word of mouth marketing, and that's when we accelerate the process. So as a word of mouth marketer, you basically want to help that process along. Some ways that you might do that, you might create a tool that enables people to share their opinions better. You can motivate the evangelists. Evangelists are people that you know already like your product or service, and you can make that product and service move along more quickly if you entice them to speak about it, start talking about it. You can give those advocates information that they can share. You can use advertising to create a buzz about your product, so you start the conversation. You can identify, reach out to those people in the communities and actually give them products or help them with better service so that they accelerate this process. You can also research and track online conversations, which we'll be talking about a little later on. So now, how is word of mouth and word of mouth marketing different? Word of mouth marketing actually happens when people are given that reason to talk about the products or services. And one of the things that's very unique about this is it happens online and offline. In the traditional offline, we've been doing this for years and years and years. Online is kind of a new marketing tactic. Word of mouth marketing is based on driven customer satisfaction, two-way dialogue, and transparent communications. Online word-of-mouth marketing also includes activities where we implement it using internet tools. This allows for the exchange of ideas, brands through social networks. And social networks, we know, is something that's basically a new idea that the social networks actually help to make this buzz creation really quick and much more effective than in the past. The difference between offline and online word-of-mouth marketing is that online marketing doesn't dissipate after the conversation as it does in the offline world. Basically, this is because of the reach. If I talk to a person offline, that person maybe or maybe not goes and tells another person. But online, you can actually have it live forever. It gets archived, it gets indexed, it gets kept in some sort of record form forever. So that's a real big differentiation between the online and offline marketing. The last thing is that basically word-of-mouth share as a marketer is right now very small. Approximately 10 to 20% of word-of-mouth is currently happening online. The rest is all happening from networking offline with the traditional ways that people have been basically communicating for years. Okay, how does it basically work? Well, it's basically based on the principle of influencers to spread messages. And influencers are people that have large social networks, whether it's online or offline. Basically, you want somehow to identify those influencers and get them to start speaking about whatever it is that you're trying to get across, whether it's a product definition, etc. Success is obviously in the pass-along effect, because what happens is you want to basically get free traffic, activating that social group to start passing along that and the value and exchange those ideas. And of course, how do you find and reach the most people in that group? So how do you activate those people?